announcement of Triple G's opponents, there's a lot of critique, but instead the critique for you has been more the duration that it took to make the fight and not actually the fighter. So do you echo the public's opinion that you are as tough as Test today, since you are a true middleweight?
I would believe, and I think he's quoted before and said that this is definitely his toughest test to date. But it's all on paper, you know. You never know what happens in the middle of the ring once the bell actually rings. But I've tried my best not to get into all that things. I just wanted to make sure that the business side, the business aspect, was right before we stepped in the ring, because we risk our lives in this square ring for people's entertainment. We want to make sure that the people we're fighting for, you know, we get compensated accordingly. And that's really what it is, because before this fight actually got mandated, I called Triple G out and I said I wanted to fight him right after my last fight, and then weeks later it got mandated. So we always knew that this position and this opportunity would present itself, but we just wanted to make sure that everything else was right.
Speaking back on the business aspect of it, you know, there was a big period that you were out of the ring. What was happening on the business side for you that kept you out of the ring during that time between your last fight and this fight?
Well, boxing is a funny business, as you may know. You know, sometimes athletes and fighters are really not in control of the things that happens outside of the ring. That's why you have a team, and I'm so grateful for, you know, my team, Al Heyman and Keith Connolly and everyone who spoke in behalf of me to make sure that I was 100% happy with the terms before stepping into this ring. Because when you go into that ring, especially with a tough fight like this, you want to make sure that everything is right, you know, and that's any fight. You want to make sure you're compensated accordingly. You want to make sure that it fits you so you can have a mental state, a great mental state in camp and inside that square ring.